see if we have some breakout opportunities as the new session gets started. It's looking like we actually might, but obviously take that with a grain of salt. And you have to trade what's best for you and where you think the opportunities are in the long run. But we'll jump into it right now. Let's go ahead and get to it. As we get started for the day, first thing we always want to double check is news to see if we have any planned announcements coming out in the first few minutes of the session that might prohibit us from taking a new trade. As we can see, we don't really have anything today until we get to the 9 o'clock hour. We've got some CAD news, and then of course later today we have the presidential inauguration. Mr. Biden will be speaking, and I'm sure the markets will react in some way to that. We don't know if that'll be positive or negative. No one has that crystal ball. Depends on what channel you turn to, right? So with that said, let's go ahead and look over here and see what we've got for tradable opportunities as we get into the new session. So the new session starts here in about 5 minutes. And leading up to that, we've got a couple of strong currencies and weak currencies here. The USD has been strong and just steadily pushing stronger as we're coming into the new session. The euro has been a weak currency that's been weak and steadily pushing weaker as we come into the new session. So, euro USD, not typically a very active currency pairing. I mean, it kind of sticks in that 65 to 70 pip range. Today looking like nice divergence coming into the new session. Could continue, but if we've already moved 61 pips on the day so far, with the average being about like I said, 65 to 70. So under regular conditions, is there the opportunity for that to continue on? Typically I'd say no. Today, given the fact that we've got US news coming up, could that continue to push the USD into strength? It possibly could, and if you're more of the gambling side, then using your rules and actually trading, you might be very tempted just to continue on looking to U.S. strength versus that euro coming into the day. For me personally, I'd rather just hang back and let the day do what it's going to do, and then come back and trade when I've got better market conditions. But for those that are looking to trade, you can see here the Euro USD, it's been a steady move. We've got the volume detail that's supporting continued selling coming into the new session. But again, we've moved 61 pips on an average of that 65 to 70. Could it move more? Absolutely. This could be a big day that the dollar could continue to rally against this euro and have one of those outsized days. I'd prefer to err on the side of caution and just say, looking across the board here, most of our currencies, the US versus the CAD, it's only moved 50 pips on an average of 80. US CAD could potentially have some opportunity there if the CAD, starts to push down to weakness against that USD. That'd be one to watch. But beyond that, most of these currency pairings really aren't looking like a great opportunity for us. Even the US CAD, while we've got decent room here from a range perspective, looking at our currency detail over here, the CAD's been pretty flat. So any movement that we're seeing on the US versus the CAD is driven solely by the USD. So everything being said for the morning, I would prefer just to look at what's happening here. Know we've got bigger news coming up today with the inauguration. That could be market catalyst. I just looking at where we are with the currencies that are currently moving, I'd rather stay back and not take any new trades. Speaking of trades, by the way, yesterday we did have a trade on the pound versus the CAD. We mentioned that. Just freeze this here. Let's move back. What's the dealio here? Oh, wrong screen. All right, take the pound versus the CAD off. We did have a trade yesterday. We were talking about breakouts yesterday. We're in a bit of a range. We talked about looking to go long if it broke through certain areas, looking to go short if it broke through certain areas. We had nice divergence on this pound versus the CAD yesterday, and we can see how a long trade here would have played out for us. So definitely some opportunity if we are patient and wait for the market to give us the proper setup and give us that right opportunity based on what we're seeing on our currency strength index and being able to pair our currencies together from there. So anyway, that's it today. I don't really have a breakout today. I'd rather be on the sidelines and let the market do what it's going to do, come back after we get a sense of how the market's digesting what's occurring today, and then take trades under better conditions. All right, so that's it.